What is going on, everyone? I am Steve from Burke Family 54 Comics. Welcome to another Thursday night chat. We're going to be hanging out, talking comic books, reviewing them. Before we do that, though, let's hit that intro. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start bringing in some of the people up in here. First up, we got Cosmic Campfire, Ryan, new guy. He's got 3 names, 1 person.
I look like 3 people, though.
Next up, we got Mark from Legion of Comics. What's up, man?
What is happening? I'm so excited to talk these books tonight. Suicide Squad clapped.
Amazing. Oh, shoot. Before we get any further, I do want to remind everyone that tonight's Thursday Night Chat is brought to you by comic_book_pressing on Instagram. If you ever need any comic books press, make sure to hit up Eric over at comic_pressing on Instagram. And make sure you use my promo code BURK54 to get free shipping back to you on your first order. Thank you to Eric over at comic_book_pressing on Instagram for sponsoring the Thursday Night Chat. Let's go ahead and say hi to everyone up in the chat. First up, we got Carlito Classico. Well, she messaged me about. Is that me? I heard something. Did you guys see the Fury of the Gods Shazam #2 costume? Did you guys like it?
I did.
I like it. Caveman, what'd you think?
What new suit? I don't know.
Yeah, ready for Wednesday Pool List or whatever they're called. Posted it.
Looks good
on Instagram. You know, the first photos of Zachary Levi in the new Shazam costume without the digital stuff added to it. You know, it looks a little bit better. The first one looked very classic, old school compared to this one, where this one looks very new 52-ish, like with a little bit more intricate designs on the suit, not just cloth and bodysuit.
Yep.
Yeah. Lightning Bolt's a little bit smaller, but I'm sure it'll all work out just fine.
Southern Comic Geek, what's up, man? Congrats again on all the success. Make sure you guys are following him. He's on another awesome super chat giveaway for an ASM 300. So
major flex.
Major. Blue Hellion Comics, what's up, man? Hope you're having a great evening as well. Wheelchair.
I did just see a post that what's this guy? Mark Ruffalo was filming motion capture on set at Swamp Thing or She-Hulk.
Oh! I thought it was in the Thor: Love and Thunder.
Maybe then.
I went and looked back at some of my old posts. I used to have a She-Hulk #1. I got for like $10 or $20, and I flipped it for 40 or 50, and I thought it was so cool. Should have. It was like a 9.0 grade, and it needed a press, so it could have been even higher. So, Sam, what's up, man? Ryan's here. Sausage party, yay! What's up, Morgan Wyman? How's it going, man? Nick, yo, Suicide Squad #2. All right, well, when you finish them all up, jump in here, and we'll reserve a spot for you. Something like that. Mark Comics, what's up? You know what's funny about Mark said that I look kind of pixelated, and what's interesting is I noticed the very first video he had the new camera. I noticed it right away. He looks so much crisper. So Mark, congrats on the new camera.
That's all Justin, man.
I know, but still, congrats.
Thank you to Justin Comics.
Yes, Justin. Rest in peace.
Yes, that's how we accept compliments.
We just pass them on.
Dusted. Oh, shoot. Okay, Mark's in here, obviously. Zombie nest. Robert, what's up, man? How's it going? It's Morphin time. Always Morphin time, my dude. Hoarder's Hide. What's up, Scott? How's it going? So we're going to be reviewing some comic books tonight. Specifically, we're going to target Suicide Squad a lot, big time. We'll talk Batman 109 and as well as Firepower 12 and anything else you guys want to talk about as well. I did finally read this. Finally read that. Hey, what's up, man?
Tyler's here.
Hey, what's up, Tyler? He didn't say Ryan. That's not Ryan.
Ouch.
All right, let's go and show off our poll. Here we go.
Man, I was just watching him on 10 questions, so I guess I'm going to have to undo that watch time.
Yeah.
I was watching it too. The next Batman, Second Son, number 3. No action in this book whatsoever, but still a really good read because it was nice to see. This is probably the best one of the 3 so far, in my opinion.
Did they get to the court trial? I haven't read mine yet, but did they get to the court deposition yet?
Yes, they do, and it's.
I feel like that's where the answers are going to be.
Absolutely no action whatsoever, but still really good because you get information and it hits you in the feels. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Like I said, the next Batman number 3. Ryan.
Did they show the suit? Isn't that what everybody was waiting for?
No.
No. At this point, you're not waiting for any of that. The I Am Batman series is what's going to get into that right after Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah,
so this is just the foundation of the Fox family and their dynamic and kind of the driving factor of why he chooses to go get the suit, basically.
7.5 questions by Hoarder's Hide is good. 10 questions. No, I think. Batman 109 up price to $5.99 because it's a variant.
Yeah, how are you just now figuring that out?
I know.
That's been going on for years, Steve. Card stocks are always $1 more.
Whatever. Suicide Squad number 4, which I guess I was up price $1 for this too.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I like the variant. It's got red X on it.
Yeah. That's why they do that.
Super excited to talk this book tonight. Super excited.
Yeah.
Now notice the trend how the cover Bs are always better covers, it's all intentional.
It's almost like they got to pay the cover artists or something.
Or they want to get that dollar out of your pocket. One of the two.
This is the McFarlane cover for Firepower 12.
Yeah, that is a sweet cover.
And we find out some interesting things in this book. Things may be real or may not be real. I don't know. And then I don't know why I grabbed this.
Person paid $5.99 since Nom and didn't know.
Because I made $5.99 this Nom. You guys remember when the Rebirth titles were $2.99 for the regular cover and the variant for like the first, year or so? Well, anyways, one of the comic book shops is no longer there. They used to up price from $2.99 to $5 for the variant. So $2.99 was cover A, upcharged $2 for the variant, even if it wasn't a cool variant. I do remember that.
Wow.
Anyways, I don't know why I grabbed this. I haven't read 61 yet, but I do have 61. Here's 62. I like the cover.
Make sure you read the Justice League Dark part. That's part that matters.
61, which I got from Poser. I appreciate him getting them. He got me that, and he got me a Flash 770.
Awesome. And you got the B cover.
Yeah. Upcharged
for $4.99.
Upcharged for these. What the hell?
Like one cover A out of the whole group.
I was going to say, I thought that was an A cover.
Dude, the cover A for 62 was awesome. Like with everyone's hands in together. That was such a sweet cover.
See, Steve, this is what happens when it's just you and it's just I
don't know about all that.
Show you that, just because you have
we just don't have throw around money like Steve does. We have to watch prices when we buy stuff.
I'm actually. I feel like I want to throw something out there, but I don't want to. What up, dude? How's it going? Station shattered it. Yes, everyone saw up to Ryan, new guy, Cosmic Campfire. Ryan, new guy, Cosmic Campfire, caveman.
Gotta say the whole thing. It's like a Tribe Called Quest.
Ryan, did you get any books yet this week? And if you did,
yes. We got Basilisk number 1. Out of Body number 1.
Have you read that yet?
Yes. I've read quite a bit this week, actually.
Was it a solid start?
Yeah, I think so. Swamp Thing. Out of Body, like there's a lot of layers to it, so it kind of feels like a little bit of like just an introduction to all those different layers. So there's not like a ton that happens in any one element of it, but it's very interesting, the different layers that are going on with it.
So are you talking about that book in your hand with all the different layers?
Kind of the same thing, yeah. Out of Body has like 4 to 5 layers to it. Batman and Catwoman has like 3 layers, so that's probably the only difference. Suicide Squad.
I did like the A cover as well.
Yeah. I was looking at this. They mentioned it twice in here. Oh, number 0920-2003. The first episode of Teen Titans that Red X appeared in premiered on September the 20th of 2003.
I didn't even know that Red X was a thing.
Yeah, he was in 2 or 3 episodes of Teen Titans. He was there once. I think it was a 2-part episode that he did first, and then later in the series they have him make another appearance for like a single episode.
Oh, you're right. I see. Yeah, you can find one in there. Wow. Okay.
And then Everfrost. This was a pretty good read too. Kind of dense, but pretty cool. It brings you into the world real fast. So that's all I've picked up so far. I read a couple of other books like Justice League, but
that's the only one I have read that I got this week is Justice League.
Must be nice.
Well, it's a small. It's small.
Dude, I just don't have enough time right now. It makes me sad.
Oh, I read Firepower, Bliss, Worst Dudes, Nice House on the Lake. So
Fire.
Yes, I do. Yes, and yes. Go ahead.
Got that Joker #2 second print because the week they came out, there were some damages to them, so the LCS got those replacement copies in. That's just a sweet cover, and yeah. And of course, you don't want to miss out on that Batman Fortnite 0 point. I might read this. I've been reading them on the app because they're included the day they come out on DC Infinite. Batman Second Son, the $1 off copy. We got Crime Syndicate #4 of 6. This has been really fantastic. Justice League #62, the $1 off copy. We got Batman Catwoman #5. Really excited about this. And that cover is amazing. Clayman is a god with pencils. Like, this dude is just amazing.
He's a good artist. I'm not sure
I'm
not sure he's the best person to talk to, but he's a good artist. For sure.
I don't care what he's like to talk to. I'm not having a conversation with the guy.
I met him. He was kind of a.
But have you seen his drawings?
Yes, I've seen his art. Did you forget that I read the whole 1 through 9 of Heroes in Crisis? Did you forget about that?
I did.
Yeah,
absolutely did. You don't remind us enough. Then I got that Swamp Thing #4 of 10. Such a good read. I did read this. The ending, boom. Been saying it, and that book confirms what we've been talking about. And I did get that $1 extra copy of that because how could you pass up this cover? Like it was a tough call, but Papa fell into some cash this past week, so I'm like, I can splurge an extra $4.99 because that's just amazing. Look at that.
Tough choice. That was an easy one. That A cover was meh.
I don't know. I like the A cover. You know why?
I thought it was
matches the other 3.
The other 3, the other 4.
This is #4.
Oh yeah. Oh, man, that's terrible.
Numbers. Speaking of numbers, #1
numbers
of Nice House on the Lake. Yeah, this was fantastic. This was so solid. Like that was wow. Wowzers. Consistent. That guy can be. Suicide Squad #4, easily the biggest brain popping issue of the week. Like that was wicked. I'm so excited to talk to it. Yeah, like hands down, like that book stole the show with the superhero titles. Like there's so many indies that came out this week. You kind of just gotta separate them like you're supposed to. But Batman 109, I feel, is the issue we all been waiting for. So hopefully we'll talk about that a little bit tonight. And then I did get that 1 in 25 copy.
How much do those run you, by the way?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I save enough on cover A's that you can call them free.
I'm going to guess you pay $25.
No.
More?
No.
Did you pay cover price?
What? No.
Okay, it's not going.
What are you talking about? Just for the variant?
For the 1 in 25.
Oh, probably like $10 or $15.
All right. Well, we're moving on. He buys so.
What are we talking? Finances or comics? Let's go. Let's get to the show.
Did you like my comment on the video where you're like showing off all these Jang variants? I'm like,
crossover number 6.
Yeah, I commented. I was like, he's a cover A guy unless it's a Jang variant because here's 1,000 of those.
Yeah, I literally have all of them now.
Yeah, you are team Jang.
Well, granted, there's like numerous that are Jang gang, but there's numerous that are on pre-order. But I'm at this point just keep up with the releases and I'm good.
Oh shoot, that's amazing. That is amazing. Okay, should we get into it? Right into Suicide Squad number 4. I mean, it's the read of the week, right? It's got to be, like, in my opinion, if I'm ranking DC books, and really comic books in general right now, I would probably put Nightwing number 1. I would probably put Suicide Squad number 2. Teen Titans Academy number 3 as the books of the week. Before we talk about this, though, we have a student of ours that's decided to jump in here.
I really am, because Mark said it was a brain-popping issue, and I'm trying to figure out why.
Oh, come on. Come on. Really?
All right, we'll get into the discussion. But the first 3 issues, and I had to read Teen Titans Academy 3.
Yeah. Well, hold on real quick before we get any further. Why don't you show us what you got this week?
Mark paid $40 for that book, by the way.
That's a cool shirt.
47, bro.
47.
Yeah.
Cover B. I didn't know I paid $5.99 for it either. Cover B isn't worth it though.
Yeah, that's an amazing cover. Look at that Deadpool statue.
That is cool.
Dude, look at the Thor. Is that Thor back there?
That's Thor back there.
Who's next to Deadpool?
That is a guy who can't point. That's I'm touching somewhere inappropriate, so I'll go like this. Archangel.
Okay.
Juggernaut.
Nice.
Deadpool. Thor. Spidey Bust. Spidey PS4.
You know what would be really cool?
You shared that on Insta. That thing's awesome.
It would be really cool to get an Azrael, like 90s comics statue of him.
As Batman or in the red suit?
No, in his Azrael Batman suit.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
They have a lot of those Prime 1 statues, but those run $1,000 and up.
So that's why I'm not into statues.
Yeah,
you have to buy a lot of cover A's to be able to afford one of those.
Cover C.
Yeah, go for cover C's.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry. What else you get this week?
You know, it all blends together because I have my reading pile blurred up with stuff that I have over the past few weeks. I picked up pretty much all of the War of the Bounty Hunters.
How many are there right now?
I think there were like 8 of them.
Talking about the
the same
preludes.
story in every book? Like, is it one overall story, or is each issue their own?
No, they're just their own right now.
Parts in the story, yeah.
I think that first Boba Fett prelude that they did to start it off kind of leads directly into this one, and the rest just kind of like fills it out if you choose to pick it up.
Oh, and this was not a pickup for this week, but it did come. This was Shannon Mayer.
Nice.
This is the
metal cover. Yes, dude, those things are so wicked.
Dude, this is beautiful. It looks like a hologram if you catch the light right.
Wait a second.
Beautiful.
Explain that cover again.
It's metal.
It's literally metal, dude. That's like that Jang one that I unboxed.
Heyo, we have a new Burke Fam channel member.
Boom.
Cinema, what is
Hey, champion.
up? I'm gonna get you added over on the Burke Fam chat real quick while Nick is showing off any other books he has.
This was the only other one I haven't read yet. I haven't started reading it yet, so.
Have you read? You said you hadn't started that series
I haven't
yet.
started that one yet. I'm on Swamp Thing number 3. About to start 4. I'm so backlogged. Backlog bros.
What's a backlog, bro?
Backlog bro. But Basilisk also, I had to pick that up for the Christian Ward cover. I was hyped about that one. I thought it was and Out of Body, I thought was also a little. Nice house on the lake, made up for everything, though.
Everything.
I want to read it so bad. I heard nothing but great things about it. It sounds really cool.
It was good. It was good.
I do want to say to Tomorrow Cinema that you joined right in time, because on Tuesday we have our Burke Fam members only chat, and I'll tell you what. This week we're going to do story time, so people can tell any not suitable for work stories that they want to tell.
Not me. I'm just going to listen to Panda.
There once was a girl from Nantucket.
Dude, you guys should hear some of the stories that Panda has, dude. Oh my god.
We're going to.
They are very not safe for work. Oh my gosh. They're amazing.
I've been catching up on this one too.
Did they all start at Spangles, Steve?
No. I'll never forget that Asian lady coming up and talking 5 times.
Save it for next week.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Macedon, what's up, man? Yeah, I'm glad to have you. We're glad to have you in here, bro.
Macedon, congratulations on 300, brother. Check your DMs on Instagram, please.
Boom. There you go. All right. Here we go. Let's talk Suicide Squad number 4. Before anyone says anything, Mark did touch on this before we went live. This book hit on every single thing that I would have wanted out of this book. Lots of action. We put that chump in his place. Rick Flag.
Okay.
Last page. I mean, that's huge. And we get to see how big of a baller Red X is. And I have lots of theories about obviously, I think we all still kind of agree that there's multiple Red X's outside of just Nightwing. So maybe this one isn't going to be the one in the Future State book. That could still possibly be Clown Hunter, because we've not seen Clown Hunter for a long time. But this guy, with what he's doing in this book, I think of 3 people. I think of Damian. Obviously, he doesn't have powers. I think of Damian. I think of Tim Drake, which those 2 seem the most likely, and then Red Hood, which I think is the least likely. So that's what I think. What did you guys think of Suicide Squad number 4, my read of the week?
I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, agreed. It was my read of the week as well. And there was some good books, so that's tough competition. But I enjoyed it. It was like great action. It teased everything. Anytime that you put those 3 alpha personalities at odds, you get good stuff out of this run. So I enjoy the way that they're fighting each other. Then you got like this great kind comic relief providing that occasionally, and then you throw Red X in there, and he's a couple steps ahead of everybody, you know. And I thought it was really cool because you just see all these personalities that are known for being ahead and well planned out and everything. And for Red X to get the drop on him was pretty impressive.
All right, there's really a lot. I'm just going to touch on a few things. Hopefully, we could unpack them later. But we get Rick Flag at the end. So Rick Flag's coming back into the team. We find out that Talon's been playing a game this whole time, like you were complaining about, but he really has all these faculties about him. We find out that Red X is younger than we thought he was when you put him into perspective with all these other characters. So you put him back into Teen Titans age for certain, pretty much with this. We know that he's classified as a Batman level intellect. And just like we spoke on before with how I mentioned, I think with the last Thursday or whenever it was we talked about him, I don't think Superboy is making it out of this title alive. We have too many super teams, and he's been around for a while to be a meaningful death. And we get that fight between Red X and Superboy where he tells Superboy that I want you all free, but especially you. What they're not telling you is that there's definitely something wrong with you, Clone Wars, and it begins and ends with Waller. And he asks him what, and he tells him, that's your journey. So there's something more to Superboy like we were already suspecting. So this book literally has it all. And that all of this stuff, all this plot, all these answers, all these added questions, all this character development, all happens throughout a cover-to-cover fight.
Yes.
Like, you can't ask for a better comic book than this. This is one of those single great issues. Like, these don't happen often. Like 2 issues of Action Comics ago, this doesn't happen often.
All right, and they're switching between artists. It's not the same artist throughout, right?
Nope, same artist.
Is it?
It is.
No. Cover page, bro.
What?
Robbie. Yeah. Edward Paniska did pages 1 through 3, 10, 15, and 18 through 22. And breakdowns on pages 4 through 9 and 16 through 7. Joe Parado did inks and finishers. Like, there's a whole list of people and pages that they worked on.
Yeah, I thought the fight was fantastic. But see, and for me, not really being up on DC, Peacemaker is he just human?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I was wondering how Red X could take a punch like he took. But I guess
that's just like the hyper violence of this series. But yeah, Peacemaker is just a regular guy that works out a little too much and has way too many things going on in his head at any given moment.
Yeah, and I think he would do something with a bag of phalluses on a beach to get
all for the name of peace.
Yeah, I used the scientific term for it too, Burke. You see that?
Yeah.
What?
Not just family friendly, but educational.
I used the scientific term.
Oh, what was it?
Instead of the dirty term, phallus.
Oh yeah, good, nice. Hey, this has got to be related to Mark at some point, right?
Might be.
Brother?
Yeah, but he's like 30-something years older than me and raised me.
Dad. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What's up, Dad?
My pops.
If everything goes according to plan, you will die before Mark.
Mm-hmm. That's not his plan, but it's definitely mine.
Right.
I don't think it'll work. He's in too good a shape.
I was trying to look for the inconsistencies in the art, and they actually look very similar to me.
It's just almost looks like just the coloring. The coloring is more dynamic with the main artist.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at like what their individual tasks are, it's not like they're like straight changing artists. Like they're kind of rearranging the team as it moves through the book, and so like they're doing like different people on inks and stuff like that. It's not just straight like, like Flash, how they were doing that, where it was like 2 or 3 different artists doing different sections of the book. This is like, like the main artist, he does breakdowns on certain pages. Inks and finishers on certain pages, they're kind of just like rotating all the colors and inks and pencils and stuff around
the whole time, Ryan.
No, I don't. I think it was pretty. I was thinking the first couple of issues it was the same artist.
Because a lot of times when stuff like that happens, they just have to call in help for deadline purposes or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, or you also have like the Derek Robertson situation or whatever, where he's only doing like so many issues and then they're gonna pass it off.
Yeah, they're just trying to sell the book with him first. I think.
Yeah,
The art in that was fantastic.
Oh my gosh, Mark's over here drinking a Huggy.
Yeah, my wife just threw me one.
They call those quarter waters back in.
If you're dad,
drink.
you know what those are, little Huggies.
They took the sugar out of them though, so I don't feel like they have any purpose anymore.
No, I mean
any purpose? Good Lord,
it's just water. What's up, Mountain Peak Comics? How's it going, man? It's Morphin time, dude. Always.
No, I guess they have been like rotating.
So
even the first issue was like that. It has 3 different artists and colorists and stuff.
That's where the extra dollars going.
What did Red X do to Superboy? And what was that other? What's that big girl's name?
Sepultura? That's totally not her name.
Calibra?
Calibra, there you go.
Yeah. What did he do to them? Like, did he just electrocute them, or like, what did he do?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he electrocuted them. Right?
Like, ah! What did he do?
Right? Wasn't that the implant that they have in him?
No, I was gonna. Isn't that when Waller is talking about how he has the mask is wired, so when they try to take it off of him, they get electrocuted.
Oh, is that what they're doing?
That's why they can't figure out who he is.
Okay, so they just don't show that that's what they're trying to do. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I think that's what happened there, wasn't it?
I don't know, but he beat the crap out of Mr. Talon there, knocked him through the roof. Yeah, this was an epic issue. I'm so glad that Mark suggested we start reading this. And not only that, it crossed over with Teen Titans Academy, which we were all excited about. And
well, spoiler alert, not spoiler alert, this book continues to cross over with other titles this week and is quickly establishing itself as the backbone of the DC Comics current continuity.
Okay,
so it is in Swamp Thing. The squad has been called in because of the Holland phenomena.
So next week it's going to cross over with
Swamp Thing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. They were in this week's issue.
Yeah.
Oh, next week we got a big week next week too.
I can't take much more.
Joker number 4, Future State Gotham number 2, which I really wish I had colorized. Detective Comics, Batman the Detective number 3, Super Son, Last Ride number 2.
Boom! There we go.
I don't know if I'm going to read Last Ride number 2.
Oh, come on. Just get the A cover. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Save $1. Save $1. Oh, shoot.
Oh, there we go. I was just reading that when you highlighted it. 7:30 in the morning. Bring the sugar, Tyler.
There you go. Yeah, I love this book. Absolutely love this. Does anyone who do we think it is? I'm starting
brand new person.
What's that?
Brand new person.
Really?
I think you're going to have like a family of people that it's their lineage that'll explain why there's been more than one. And it's going to be something like they're going to build hopefully a decent sized world around them, like in the shadows doing their own thing. And they only come to light when needed to be or something. And the other ones are dead. And this is the one that remains. That's what I suspect. Something along those lines. But at this point, you can't just take the mask off and it be somebody you know. And we've seen his face. We have absolutely seen his face. They showed us him in all of his glory.
The same Red X, though.
Yes, this is going to be the Red X that you read about in Future State that had an established history with Teen Titans, because you're looking at him establish that history with him right now.
It's definitely a non-powered individual. Bruce Wayne is not Red X.
Yeah, I don't know. He's onto something there.
I mean,
matches Malone is Red X.
Yes.
I could see it being very interesting if it were to turn out to be Tim Drake, because we saw Nightwing and his Deathstroke, and Red X, walk out at the end of Future State. So, like, we know that they were working together, right? And we see
that does make sense.
Tim Drake just appeared in Nightwing, and he seems to be kind of like, taking him under his wing and working together closely. So,
Love that.
Beginning of that relationship, that would be an interesting turn. But honestly, outside of that, I'm kind of on board with it's somebody we don't know, like that we've never met, and keeping the lineage thing would make sense to kind of make it connect and not feel totally cheaty that we were never able to guess who it was because we had never met.
Here's the thing: we know they're at Teen Titans Academy. We know they bought a book bag off of some guy in an alley so they can sneak onto the ferry and go to Teen Titans Academy. It can't be Tim because everyone knows who he is. The entire senior class member, the senior Titans, are looking for who it could be. And nowhere in that school is anybody that they know.
So are we 100% sure it's not Clown Hunter?
I feel like there's no way he's a Batman level intellect.
No.
I feel like that's either a solid hint or a throw off. I mean, that's really your only two options.
What do you think works kicks in comics?
How much time has passed since Clown Hunter was first introduced and now? Is it same continuity or is there some time in between?
Well, okay, so it is the same continuity. So he was introduced last year. A lot of people were obviously he's got the red X's on his pads and on his head and even his haircut, same ones from the red X suits that we saw in Future State, and then they brought him into the Teen Titans Academy issue number 1. And that's where everyone's like, okay, so this has got to be the same guy. But we have yet to see Clown Hunter show up since, what was it, Batman 100?
Yeah.
The annual in December.
Annual number 4.
That's right.
So in continuity-wise, all you have had are a few months since he went away to get help.
Yeah.
Like, to kind of deal with himself. It's only been a handful of months. Batman just got established underground and started operating again.
So with Mark's thinking, then there's no way that he can train, and because he wasn't that smart when he was first introduced.
No. Unless he went to look for help and he found Simon Saint Industries, who then hooked him up with some upgrades and some nanotech in his head, which we know that he's fully capable of. And we just saw what those upgrades can do for a double amputee.
Here's another theory. So we're seeing him just like unload on this team, right? Doing all sorts of flips and kicks and just looking just like an overall baller, right?
Oh, I was going to say ballerina.
Yeah. I mean, sure. So it kind of, and we know what Tom Taylor is doing in Nightwing.
Amazing.
He's kind of, yeah. Almost feels like they're going back in time a little bit with Nightwing, sort of like take you back to the beginning more with like his origin. So maybe this is someone related to Dick, and he just doesn't know who it is yet. Maybe it is a brand new character, like Mark said, but he's got all the flips and stuff, like the acrobatics that Dick has.
That's a good point. Going back in time, because how Nightwing, you're wondering how it fits perfectly into continuity. And it kind of picks up like, Nightwing kind of picks up like at the very beginning of this post-Future State Batman run,
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just him getting his foundation from getting his memory back.
But the question is, do they pay that off? Do they tell us who he is sometime soon?
I hope not.
I think we're going to find out, if I had to guess, issue 6 of Teen Titans Academy. I think they're going to drag it out as long as possible.
And then at that point, does he free fall in popularity?
That's a great question. Because right now, like, he's as hot of a character as he could possibly be.
This is how you introduce. This is how you properly introduce a character right here, by the way.
Yes.
You introduce them and you make them like the most intriguing thing you got going on in your book.
Yeah.
Give them some justice, establish them, give them some limelight, move them around.
You know what he kind of reminds me of is Godspeed.
No.
Flash Rebirth.
I hated that character so bad.
What?
It's just another speedster bad guy that's lame.
Yeah, but he's an anti-hero too. But they took like they built him up several, like six issues before they finally revealed who it was. But it was pretty obvious about who it was going to be.
Yeah.
So
like from the moment he gets struck by the lightning.
Yeah. Red X seems too experienced to be Clown Hunter or even Tim Drake. I don't know what they have in plans for Roy, but maybe.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Dude, my mind was just blown, man. But he's a kid, though. It's a kid. They said kid multiple times. And Roy is an adult. So, but it could be cool.
It's comic books.
That would be sweet. I do wonder what their plans are for Roy as well.
Power Rangers had a kid Blue Ranger that turned into an adult.
Yeah, screw that.
Best season ever.
I hate that. I'm sorry. I really dislike that guy. What is his name?
Justin.
Justin.
I do not like that guy. He's a major.
The Power Ranger.
Well, yeah, but what's his name in real life?
No one cares.
Basically.
He's a major tool. Major tool. No, Cyborg and Beast Boy merge at some point. We do know.
But yeah, Cyborg is there. I don't.
He's there.
He's all metaled out.
Justin did suck. Justin was a character, and he sucked. What is going on? Adrian Panawesome 316.
Hailing all the way from Branson.
Yeah. Coming to us
Duck
live.
right.
Patio.
He's taking your shit.
Trees.
Yeah. That was so funny last night.
Oh shoot. Yeah, I don't know. Panda, who do you think it is? Nick, who do you think Red X is?
I really have no history on saying.
I do think Mark is probably right. I want to say it is someone we already know, but at the same time, we all thought that Peacekeeper 01 was going to be Red Hood, and it turned out to just be a brand new character. So they're probably going to do the same thing here.
I just hope it's not Damian Wayne because I just sold my first appearance.
That book's going up in value too.
See, that's the thing. Like
$110 now, it's a lot more. What's up, Jade?
Like that's kind of the problem with not really knowing how tight continuity is, because we really can't count on being able to track any of these characters. You know, it's really hard to say. Like, we haven't seen Clown Hunter, so it could be him because we don't know. Nightwing is in 2 books right now in very different places. So
did you guys see that Raph Grassetti Nightwing cover coming up in 2 weeks?
Mm.
Oh my gosh. Be prepared to have your minds blown. I'm going to show it real quick. It is. I mean, anything Raph Grassetti does is just gorgeous, right? But check this out.
Well, I mean, DC has a history of just bringing some unknown character into a major role too, so.
That is sick, man.
Yeah, he's pretty buff.
Dude, I
So
love how like a lot of his covers. I love how a lot of his covers look like statues. Like they can
He
be
must work out.
easily. Raph Grassetti covers can easily just be turned into statues, and I love this cover for Nightwing 81.
How much is that one? $4.99.
But that doesn't mean anything because check this out. So for this week, it said for Batman 109.
It's a Pride Month too, right?
Yeah, there's a Pride cover as well for that one. Okay, where's the other covers at? Come on. I really hope Red X is Clown Hunter. Bow fam. Yeah, I think it's not.
That's what sucks, though, is like I do want it to be Balfam because I think that would be the most interesting thing that could happen to anything that Tynan's written in Batman so far.
Yep, $4.99.
But look, it's not.
It's $5.99.
It's $5.99.
But those are just mock-up pictures that they have up there way in advance.
I think Batman skipped leg day too. Look at those legs.
Mm-hmm. No definition.
Lied to us, DC.
He's not so buff.
I only noticed that because Carolina Chris 26 was complaining on the old Twitter machine to DC, and then I looked at mine. I was like, oh, wait a second, it is $5.99. Didn't even know. Oh shit, I gotta go back up here. I was worried about Panda. 2 servers at Famous Dave's and Branson were shot to death. I wasn't sure if he would be in town. What? I did not hear about that. That Nightwing cover looks like a character from Mortal Kombat. It kind of does. It kind of does. But
looks better than the movie too.
I think it looks great. What'd you say? Better than the movie?
Yeah.
That's said it's the greatest movie of all time.
Oh, the 10 questions answered.
Yeah. Yes. Great cover. I'm grabbing all the Nightwing covers each month, plus his second prints, which have been even better. Yeah, I got that second print. I literally just packaged up all my stuff, put them away the other day. It took me 2 hours to organize all my comic books. So it's in there. I got that second print, and it's gorgeous. If they were smart, they would make Deadpool Red X.
Hey, how does Scott know that? He's a modern character.
Scott just won his first Modern Comics ever last night on the giveaway.
I saw that.
Nice.
Weird stretch. Robin takes place before Teen Titans Academy, and Red X is Hawk after he's free of the League.
That would be another one that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I was wondering about like where the Robin continuity fits in, because Robin is another fantastic read from DC. Obviously,
they were.
It was gonna be good because Williamson is writing, but
yeah, they were pretty careful in the beginning of Robin though to show like why he's basically missing from all the other Batman stuff.
yeah,
If you followed Robin through Detective Comics pre-Future State, this is all kind of like one smooth story though. Like from Detective Comics to the backup stories to this, it's all been streamlined. But it's also this new DC Omniverse continuity where anything counts at anywhere. So we don't really, unless they address it directly, we don't know if we're following the same characters in the same specific universe. You know, it doesn't have to be. They're not tied down by that.
yeah, they're definitely not cut down because I remember 8 or 10 issues in a row of Batman dream sequences while everything else was happening in DC. I'll tell you what.
I don't think he actually cared what book we were talking about.
But he's on point, isn't he?
Yeah, he was. He was on point. Yeah, fantastic read. If you've not been reading Suicide Squad #1, or Suicide Squad in general, what are you doing with your life? Read it, pick it up. Thank you to Nick from Nick's Kicks and Comics, or should I say Burke's Kicks and Comics, for grabbing issue #1. When I told him I didn't care what cover I got, he sent me the cover A, and I read it. I've been
send me the cover B. It's fire.
So Ryan had to pay the $1 more.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, and there was a Bullseye reference in that first issue too, huh? Did you guys catch that?
Of Suicide Squad?
So long since I read it. 2 weeks.
I just read it 20 minutes ago. Yeah, the two guards in the sewers were talking about. Well, who knew that inmate could do so much damage with playing cards?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
but that's a Marvel guy looking.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even think about it like that.
fantastic.
Red X is actually our own panda.
Yeah, no.
That's him behind the bars there.
This Red X guy looks like he's in shape, and I've seen it.
Ouch.
I am not in shape either. That was just a fun jab. I love Panda. Okay, let's talk Batman 109. Ryan turns his mic off.
Yeah, I'm gonna go dark too. I didn't buy that one.
Oh, okay. Well, more happens in this. Still, like basically hardly any fighting. We do find out in this book why Ghostmaker wears the stuff over his eyes. He's not.
I was going to say, yeah, they plot hole
finally
corrected
revealed
that. Yeah.
Finally revealed it. They did it very quickly, but they revealed it.
They did it properly, in a conversation where it was relevant and it wasn't outside of the story.
No, not right now.
We find out why he wasn't wearing the mask in that one issue with Batman, so now it's not just like a random thing. There's only been like 3 people in his life that have seen his actual face, and Batman being one of them. He didn't have to wear it around him when they were like just them two. But we get an answer of what's going on with Poison Ivy when they teased that a few issues ago, and it also ties in to Answers in Swamp Thing, why she was in that one issue and what's going on with her.
There's lots of like connectivity issues.
Simon Saint shows his hand finally, makes a major play on Gotham. Peacekeeper #1 comes out like guns blazing.
He's huge.
Yes, and we get some awesome artwork by Jorge Jimenez in those intros. That horrific style intro when Batman's still trying to fight through his fears, and because all of this story is being told in a flashback. He's kidnapped by Scarecrow. We see Scarecrow's plan really going into action.
I love
a little tension between Barbara and Ghostmaker. Like they have the whole Ghost Net thing versus what Oracle does. So there's that whole competition of power between the two of them, and it kind of shows a little bit in this. So this was actually a solid issue. Like all these issues with nothing going on, they jam-packed this one with content. And that fight at the end, Peacekeeper #1 was like a freaking Terminator, dude. He had 0 stop.
I did really enjoy how Ricardo just ripped his sleeve off and he catches Batman's punch, and then Batman just kicks him and he just flies.
Yeah,
it just goes to show you that Batman is still king versus someone with the abilities that Simon Saint is giving out. But then the Terminator, like you said, Peacekeeper 01 comes in and he does wreck shop.
He does
with Batman.
Can we venture a guess as to how old Batman is this current point in time in comics? Early 30s?
I would say mid-upper.
Yeah, I'd say 35. He's got that machine that every 27 years it'll turn on and make a new Batman.
That was old continuity, though.
Is it though? Is it?
Yes, that's old continuity that Snyder even bookended with Last Night on Earth. He intentionally told the end of that story. Did you read that 3 issues?
I did.
From Black Label?
Trash. Absolute trash.
Dude, that book was wild. That was really fun. That was literally the intentional. That was literally the intentional ending of that whole little Easter egg Batman.
There's so many things that are like, yes, it's canon. No, it's not canon. Yes, it's canon. No, it's not canon. Like Justice League 50 is canon, and yet the whole 3 Jokers is essentially not. Like it didn't connect to it the way that it should have.
Black Label.
It is Black Label, right? But still, in the canon, we should still have 3 Jokers, right?
No, because it's all like before like reset stuff though. So all this stuff like where they didn't have time to tie up stuff like the Batman Easter egg thing where every 27 years we sprout a new Bruce. The 3 Jokers, instead of them just leaving those to never be written, they finish them off in Black Label stories. So at least you get a little bit of fan service. Like they're dead storylines. They're dead continuity at this point.
Sure, but they still should have been canon because they were in the canon books. Anyways, that's a whole nother topic. You did say Jorge Jimenez, he kills it every time in this book. Every time. The art and colors are just popping for sure. Like this last panel right here, where he's coming, Batman's flying in.
I bet he just gets decked too.
Oh, yeah. I bet he does because he's a chump too. He's a chump too.
Peacekeeper 1 was so menacing, dude.
Yeah, he was. I just wanted to say that because, I got to say it. But yeah, I there was a lot of stuff being told in this book. We did learn a lot. There was not much action, but still good. Better than the last ones, but still overall, I don't understand why James Tynion IV is going all these different places and then coming back. Well, in every other book, it's like a beginning point and end point. You guys notice that? Like every other book he writes, like I know there's not as many characters to play with, And so I'm sure he's trying to play with as many as possible, but I don't know. He writes Batman completely different than any other book he writes.
Do you think that's the corporate overlords? They're tying his hands somewhat?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, Department of Truth is intentionally all over the place. There's nothing streamlined about it, hardly. Something is Killing the Children is like the most slow-paced story out there, but it's smooth. And then Joker smooth, and then this one's not smooth. So he's kind of – I don't see consistency in his writing when you look at all this stuff at all. There's nothing consistent between one title to another.
I mean,
which is impressive.
You can see consistencies 100% in other writers like Scott Snyder, for instance, the way they talk and the language they use. This means this because this means this equals this, and all the different things happening. Like you can tell Scott Snyder writing. You can tell obviously Tom King writing because they all have the same voice. But James Tynion is like you said, he does have range. Each book is different, which I wish this was more streamlined than it currently is, but this book was better than the last one.
I think Tynan's doing what I think he's getting paid. I think that's all there really is to it. I think that he knows that there's too much corporate interference in what is going on in Batman right now. They want Batman as a title to reflect a certain image because that's the stuff that's going to get pulled for other media. That's the line they want to control, you know?
Sure.
And I think Tynion knows that like any storytelling he tries to do is going to be limited by what they'll allow him to do. And so instead, I think he just drops new characters because that sells books because the spec market's going wild. And he knows that the spec market looks at that. And so I think he's dropping these characters so the books are selling plenty. He doesn't have to put, all of his passion and heart into this. He can put all that behind the books that he's really in control of. And he sells a ton of books because everybody buys like 20 copies of any Batman book because he might drop a first appearance again, and I think that looks good to DC. And so he knows he's keeping his job and making his money, so that he can afford to do his creator-owned projects.
You think the Gardner lady's going to stay on long, or is she just like I'll be in one or two issues and gone?
The Gardner lady?
Yeah, Gardner.
It's the woman who's bringing in the Poison Ivy storyline.
The red suit.
There's a girl that came to get Harley to ask her to come. Like, apparently Pamela Isley is below Gotham, rooting beneath the whole city and just waiting to have a breakdown and take the city with her. So basically, she's in some kind of weird Queen Ivy stasis thing with her conscience, as we saw in Swamp Thing, is in the green. She's physically checked out, or mentally checked out, and just physically growing into the foundation of all of Gotham right now. Doing big things coming. Unless they play it out in the Harley Quinn book, which probably makes more sense to do since it's Harley's story to tell.
Yeah, they should do that. I'm not a huge fan of Harley being in Batman. So. That's just me. I haven't been reading Detective. Is the rest of the team, like the rest of the Bat family, in that book, or who is in that book?
Just Batman. Yeah.
Where is the rest of the Bat family?
Where are they in the main Bat title?
What's that?
They're not really in that. We have like Harley and Ghostmaker, but we don't have.
I know. So where? I just don't know where.
Well, Nightwing is in Nightwing, and Robin is in Robin, and Tim Drake is in Nightwing, and Catwoman is in Catwoman. Poison Ivy is in Catwoman.
Where's
the Penguin is in Catwoman.
Where is
the Riddler's in Catwoman?
Everyone that was in Batman and Outsiders, where are those characters at? They're just not.
The Outsiders are being told in Batman Urban Legend.
Yeah. Red Hood, Grifter's over there in Urban Legends.
Grifter is with the Fox family. He's Lucius' bodyguard. So everyone's just spread out, Everything that was really tight-knit to Batman is gone. I guess Tynion did do a good job in the sense of kind of taking that mold that was there and just shattering it because, like you said, everyone's kind of standing independent from Batman right now.
Now, have they made any mention as far as Grifter goes in regards to what was it, Wildstorm? He was in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
They completely severed him from that.
His origin in urban legends so far has basically just been him.
You talking about him on the in the team or in the actual company Wildstorm that owned the character?
The team I'm thinking about. So I mean that's where he came from, right?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, like when Jim Lee sold Wildstorm to DC, they did that Captain Atom Armageddon story where in Superman Batman at the time, there's the big meteor coming and Captain Atom went to go sacrifice himself, but instead of dying, he got thrown into the Wildstorm universe. And then him coming back, Grifter came back with him kind of thing. That's how they brought Grifter into continuity and kind of tied it in with the whole New 52 stuff.
Well, it's been 9 years since I read DC regularly, so I got a little bit of catch.
Well, it's been over 9 years since that story happened too. It's a long time ago.
New 52 was. I liked the Batman New 52, and I liked some of the Justice League as well. I didn't read very much of the rest of it though.
Tom Taylor's Earth 2 stuff was probably the best stuff they're putting out.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It was fantastic. Just self-contained amazingness.
I wonder if Kyle Higgins' Nightwing was any good. I'm sure it was. It's good. He's a good writer. All right, man. We'll see you later, man. Take it easy, bro.
So what issue in Radiant Black are you on, Steve?
I've read issue 1 and 2.
Okay.
You stopping there?
Well, here's what happened. Here, if I'm being completely transparent here, okay? Here's what happened. I went to the store to get Radiant Black number 3, okay? Saw a really cool cover that I didn't recognize for the Radiant Black, and I was like, oh, this looks cool. This has got to be Radiant Black number 3, right? And you guys know when I go to the comic book store, I have less than 5 minutes to get in and out because I'm going to my lunch break, okay? So I just grab it, and then I get home and I realize it's a second print for number 2. So I wasn't able to get number 3, and I had not seen it yet at my store. And then issue 4 came out, and I'm like, well, I can't grab number 4 if I want number 3, so I guess I'll just stopped.
Honestly, I would.
What?
Number 3 was
oh my god, Mark's death. That is amazing.
Yeah,
I get my sense of humor from him.
Oh my goodness. You might have another Mark after tonight. Whoa, shoot, that is amazing. Yeah. Has it been good? I know Ryan said it hasn't been okay.
No,
yeah,
Radiant Black 4 is
there's 5 pages
awesome.
in Radiant Black 4 that is really good.
I need to move the story along.
Yeah, the Radiant Black 4 really has a whole 7 Secrets moment to it. We're like, wait a minute. We were going this way. You're telling me that we're not going this way anymore? And it really just switches it up. But 25% of what he's put out is good. 75% is utter garbage for Radiant Black.
They're trying to build that universe, and I don't see it being sustainable.
Well, read through number 4.
Yeah, you need to check out number 4 because the possibility is there. It just takes 4 issues to find out that it's even there.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you, the first one, I was not that much into it. The second one, I was like, this is a big turn. And then the third one was like, good Lord, this went downhill fast. And then the fourth one, I was like, I kid you not, it's been so inconsistent.
Digital copies,
dude. It is the fourth one was legit a fantastic read.
Yeah, the only reason I read it after 3, I was done, and then I was like, but Steve's still reading it, so he's probably going to want to talk about it tonight. So I went ahead and pulled it up and read it, and I was like, holy crap, did I just read what I thought I read? And then Mark went and read it, and he was like, what just happened?
Yeah, well, because you put in the chat, you said, did anyone read Radiant Black 4? I'm like, no, dude, I dropped that garbage. And you're like, you should read it. I'm like, why would he say that? So I immediately picked up my device. Yeah. Well, I knew we had talked about 1 through 3. You know what I'm saying? There's really I was wondering why I even read it. I'm like, well, why would he tell me to read that? And he's the first one to tell you not to read something, not the other way around. So I'm like, I got to read it right now. So I read it that moment and I immediately hit him up like, bro, what just happened?
It's
Is
weird.
this
It's
the same
strange.
book?
Like, yeah. It's really cool though. Like it unlocks an entire universe all in one issue, but everything
It's like the
before it
art
was
got
like
better too. The art got
yeah.
wow.
So you guys saw that I sent those emails. Never got the advanced copy
Oh yeah.
of Morphin, so we're just gonna have to just get the one tomorrow. As soon as I get that, I'll ship it over.
Cool.
But,
Does one come out tomorrow?
no, it comes out next. Morphin number 8 comes out next week. So I will get the advance tomorrow. Geiger number 3 comes out next week.
Nice.
Still gotta read number 2.
Disclaimer.
Children of the Atom and TMNT, which one of the worst covers I've ever seen, comes out. Star Wars Bounty Hunter 13. Mighty Morphin number 8, obviously. Wend is coming back. Okay.
Yeah, 7
All right.
issues.
Let's talk Firepower. What did you think?
Yeah, I couldn't remember if that was one of Mark's favorite books, and I guess that
It really is. It's his favorite book. He's trying to gather himself before he talks about it because he knows he's going to be super excited about it. So,
yeah, I think I'm done with Firepower after number 12. And it's not like saying that it's necessarily bad. It's just 12 issues is about as much as I have for like each issue is almost too fast paced for the release schedule. If this was coming out every week, I think it would be phenomenal. But the fact that you get one a month and it just like moves through real fast and you're just not quite getting enough for a monthly release. If it was like a bi-monthly or even weekly, like I would totally be more into it. But at 12, like it was like it set up this huge fight, and then it was just kind of like, and that is done. Now let's go back home. And I was like, okay, but what about that fight we were supposed to get? Like Homeboy gives up so easy. It was crazy. I was just like, why? Like every major fight they set up just comes down to them being like, hey, surprise, the thing you thought wasn't true. And so now that's just going to crush your soul and we don't actually have to fight. Maybe that's like the inner meaning of Kung Fu. Maybe I'm just missing the point, but
I think we all are.
You're really reaching.
This was a good read, but I wasn't blown away by it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's how I felt. I was like, this was good, but it just wasn't the ending it was supposed to be.
I wanted the dragon. I wanted the dragon. I wanted that guy to come to life, and neither one of those things happened.
Yeah.
Obviously, they kind of allude to the fact that the dragon is real, even though he doesn't show up.
They also alluded to that in the prelude.
Yeah. Yeah, like all of that was annoying, and then I think what annoyed me the most is when they go back home and his dad's like, so it's all over now, right? And he's like, yeah, I think so. It's like, no, you absolutely don't think so. Like everything before this told us that this is not the end, and you go home and lie to your dad. Like, come on now, bro. That's the one person you've been honest with through this whole series.
This book literally just shows that, like, they're like, okay, this is an anniversary issue. We'll get to it, and we want to give them just enough to try to get them to come back. But I don't think they gave us enough. I think they tied a lot of stuff up. They didn't give us enough answers. They think we're going to keep reading just to find out if the dragon is real or if that person that is a statue is real. Like if they're going to come back to life. And I don't think we care anymore at this point. I don't think we care.
Hell with that dragon.
I don't really care either if that person that's made out of snakes is real or what the heck that is.
Yeah, they really like harped on that. And I was like, nobody gives a crap. Like, who cares? It's really what does Pokey Joe call it? His Woody Woo or whatever.
Yeah. I think magical woo woo. Big. Just the MacGuffin or magical woo woo.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like the stupid snake thing. Like they brought that lady back, and I was just like, why is she back right now? And then she has to like fight her and shoot her in front of the kids, and she turns into snakes. And I was just like, okay, what is the point of all this? Like, he's like, oh yeah, this is just a regular snake, and she's like, yeah, that's what I told you. And he's like, well, I wasn't questioning you. Then why did you say it? Like, what was the point of this dialogue exchange?
Toward the end is good, and I put it in the chat just now. And you could probably fly through issues 1 through 12 in about 20 minutes.
and still not get a comprehensive story arc.
The prelude's really good. I think that this will be a lot more enjoyable in trade than it would be individual issues. But yeah, 12 just I really hoped that what we were gonna get was the whole like Walking Dead thing where like they solicit out to like 15 or whatever, and then 12 comes out and it's like this is the end, we just got like a big awesome fight and then like a quick tie-up at the end and like firepower's done, that would have been great. But instead, like they just like started the fight and then they were just like, oh yeah, never mind, because the dragon's not real. So now everybody just forgets everything they believed.
It was fun for a while, but then it just got, like you guys were saying, forever. It's just like this story is going nowhere. It's going nowhere fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the only other thing that happened in this book was Owen going to go talk to Ling Zan, and then him getting mad at Wei Lun about not telling him. And he goes, Wei Lun goes, well, I bet you're glad you wished you didn't know that she was still alive at this point. That was the only other thing that happened. I literally just told you the whole book. Everything that happened.
So I picked up the $1 version of that book because it was good in the beginning, wasn't it? I heard some good.
Yeah, IGN was great. The first few issues I thought were good.
I think the first 6 issues were not too bad.
I was about to say, I think 5 or 6 is where my alarm started to go off. I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah. This isn't a real comic. Well, I'm not saying that to be joking. Like at about, honest to God, at about around 4, 5, 6, I'm like something's off. And then all I could see was what was wrong with it. I'm like, dude, this is just stealing. You're stealing from me by pretending you're giving me a comic. It's literally garbage. A third of a comic every time. And not just that, they're not even telling an actual story. There is no story really being told with this book. Take all 12 issues that you have, and you don't even get a comprehensive story arc. Like
it's all just like stuff happening to Owen and his family and how they react to it.
I promise you, Robert Kirkman sat down. He's like, I got an idea. I think this could work good as a show. He wrote the prelude to put out there in that format because he thought it'd be, like you've mentioned before, a good proof of concept, and it didn't get picked up automatically. So he still unfortunately was doing it. He's putting no effort into this. This is an effortless story for him to do. It's just as easy for him to write and put out there as it is for people to read it. I don't think this is a passion project, and it shows. Indie comics should be passion projects because they're 100% from the creator. This is the weakest passion project I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, I agree. It's like every issue of like Something is Killing Children, for instance, and all the other like indie books like are still blowing people away. Issue 15, 16, whatever. Would you say issue 5 or 6 is when you notice like, okay, this is not blowing?
I felt like the fight in the restaurant, and then when the master gets stabbed in the chest and stuff. That felt like a moment where it was building up to something, and then it kind of like gave us that soft release. And then 12 should have been where that all like comes back around and you get this big fight. But they tried to do it again. They like sidestepped the actual like fighting and action and resolution.
There was no action. There was no.
Yeah, and it was because 11 built up to like such a fight. Like this was about to go down, and this one, like, they start to fight, and then everybody's like, look, we're on the same side. Why are y'all fighting? And then they all switch sides, and then Homeboy's like, well, I'm going to go release the dragon, and goes.
It was literally, there was like 6 pages of just chasing.
Yeah.
Y'all are surprised?
No, but like I said, I think that's why I was hoping that we were going to get, like, this was going to be, like, the surprise finale, or this would set up the end, and like we would find out like 15 is going to be the last issue or something like that. And the fact that it didn't just made it that much more disappointing, because I think it's been enjoyable enough for what it is. If it would just like end itself, and be like, this was the story I wanted to tell, I'd be like, okay, I can buy that, But once you're going past these 12 issues and you're really not, it seems like each issue delivers on a little bit less, then why keep going? Why keep writing it?
And another thing that got me early on is, and you mentioned it last night, Ryan, when I sat down with that one issue and I actually counted panels and pages and got 6 panels average. I'm like, this is there's honest to God not any content in these. There's no content in these books. I'm like, this is not. It's just off. For the media, it's not where it should be.
Yeah, I think it worked pretty well early on because it was like great for character building, and we didn't know these characters that well, especially not this iteration of them. But once you get past issue 6, it's like, well, now we know the characters, but the story's just not taking off at this point. It never really did. We got to the end there, like I said, they just kind of sidestep all the stuff that they're building up to, and instead just kind of like let you down with, well, the dragon's not real. And homeboy like has an existential crisis and is like, oh, I can't fight anymore because the dragon's not real. And then they just like carry him off, and they're like, okay, well, that fight was over.
So there's no dragon.
Yeah, basically. No, there's not a dragon. There is not a dragon.
They say there's no dragon.
I mean,
After they reveal there's no
isn't.
dragon, they're like, well, maybe there could still be a dragon, just not in the way that we think of dragons.
There's just a dragon in our hearts.
Yeah,
The only
it was with us the whole time.
this is the only way they're alluding to the fact that there might actually be a dragon. Once they talk to the guy and they're like, okay, there's no dragon. What are you doing?
Mushu shows up.
As they're leaving, you get a shot of the water that looks like it might be scales from a dragon. That is the only thing you get.
There's like stone steps over the water.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you follow the artwork, it makes slightly more sense. But yeah, that's basically, oh, what if they were actually standing on top of the dragon or something, and it wasn't just in front of them like they expected?
Right.
Again, just like maybe there is a dragon. It's just not what you think of a dragon as. I was like, this is, I don't know.
Nessie.
Nessie. Loch Nessie.
So basically, issue 12 was a hard stop. Catch the trade if you haven't read it.
No, just don't read it.
I mean,
that's what I said yesterday too. Was like, if you haven't jumped on board with this, like, just let that train go by. It promised to be like a better version of Iron Fist, and
this is a lie.
It just isn't.
This is a lie. This oversized. Yes, you get more pages, but that doesn't
less
mean you
panels.
get more dialogue. Look at it. Look, how many bubbles? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
4 on each side.
6 bubbles total between 2 pages. 6 bubbles.
Well, you do get a big foosh. It's got to count for something.
Boosh?
This is the next page.
I mean, for me, like the words and dialogue and stuff wouldn't matter that much if there was still like content being delivered. Like that second issue still holds up because it's just all like showing us and building character at that point. But now that we know stuff about these characters, like we need, more content, something more revealing, and they're just not doing anything to carry the story.
It's not interesting enough for me to keep reading. I've had my fill, and I'm done.
G.I. Joe 21, one of the greatest stories ever written. Not a word bubble in it.
That's different. Is
that a Snake Eyes issue?
That was, silent issue.
Nice.
Well, and man, it just also really rubbed me the wrong way that he like went and lied to his dad. Like his dad always has his back, and like I don't know. To me, it seems like he should have told him the truth because his dad's the only one that knows. So whenever like he has to disappear in the middle of the night because there's ninjas outside, like his dad is the one to cover for him, even over his wife, even over his masters, over everything else. Like his dad always has his back, and the fact that he lied to him at the end right there, I was like, that's just like not really in character. That's so strange.
All right. Tell me about Nice House on the Lake, number 1. Spoiler-free review. I want to
impossible.
Nope, not doing it. Yeah, I'm about to, but Nick, there's nothing to tell you.
Right,
nope.
Here's what I need to know.
Nope.
Why is it so good?
You'll find out.
Hey, so I can say in like each book.
What up, Nosh?
Like Basilisk, it had parts of other stories that seemed familiar. In reading Nice House on the Lake, I didn't find any of that really.
Mm-mm.
I wouldn't say it's like a fresh, brand new take, but it felt like to me, completely unfamiliar.
This was definitely an issue 1 of its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, Ryan made some cool comparisons to some like just concepts and tropes of like which like inheriting the family member's house and having to go there and there clearly being something off, like you inherit
You can have this house, but you have to spend a night here.
Yeah, there's some like little comparisons you'll make in your subconscious of things that you might be familiar with, which makes it even more weird, makes it even more creepy. But this book
but then it has like a nice twist to like make it feel fresh and new and different.
Yeah, and I was telling Ryan, I cannot wait till Sunday when we're going to dissect the hell out of this book. There's so much to break down in it, so much.
But to tell you like what makes it so good and what makes it better than other books is honestly the pacing. This book is like masterfully paced, and that's very hard to do in comics because the readers have a lot of control. And yet, like some of the art wasn't necessarily always my favorite. Like there was, the characters aren't like super well defined and they don't like stick out in my mind. Like not within one issue, I'm not like, oh yeah, so and so person, But
Walter does.
The pacing of the story and the feeling and vibes that it gives you, like it's masterfully done, and that's what makes it a good read.
Yeah, you won't forget Walter, that's for sure.
And I don't get any malice from Walter.
It was disturbing,
which was crazy. Burke, you got to get it.
You got to read it.
Yeah, I'm going to.
We would be doing you a huge disservice if we even tried to spoiler-free anything that book. There's no point. Just enjoy it.
I mean, I can read it now if you want me to.
Let's do it. Blow them up big. Reading time with Nick's or Burke's Kicks and Comics.
The nice house on the lake.
Give me a little tease. Let me see the interior art.
No, see what hooked me being from where I'm from, and I posted it in the chat yesterday.
Oh.
I can't get to focus. I don't have that nice camera like Mark does. It was the end of a late night in Brooklyn. And I can't even tell you.
Talk about the formatting, how they set it up. Like it starts with that panel right there with fire in the background. And those bandages, mask required. It was literally the, I'm going to say it. It's literally the Jane cover. Like it's the Jane cover A is what the first panel is. And then you kind of see the different variants he did. Like you can see where he pulled them from. Because these artists get like these PDFs of these books before they do these covers. But it was awesome.
Walter.
Yeah. The dude.
I was kind of like Walter. And then.
And then you really like Walter.
Interesting.
Well, that felt a little bit familiar because that kind of tied me into something recent. I don't want to ruin it with Steve, but
I'm excited to read it. I will try to see if any other shops in town have it.
I think DJ messaged that he got you one.
Yeah, I know, but
okay.
I could always try to get another one.
Yeah, and 616 had some cool covers. I got some from the 616.
Hey, let's talk about that $3.99 price tag on it too. Big shout out to DC Comics for not overcharging on a book they knew was about to be hot.
160,000 copies they could afford to drop that $1.
That many copies, and it still sold out at all my local shops, like at open. Boom.
So I have a friend, Sunday in TSP. He said his shop got 50 on Wednesday. He went back Thursday to try to get me one. He said they still had like 40 left when he left, like at noon on Wednesday. Said they were all gone, all of them.
Wow.
So
worth it. Definitely worth the read.
So next week, Mighty Morphin 8, Joker number 4, and then we need a third book. What are you guys thinking?
What else is coming out?
Marvel.
You said Gotham? Is that what you said?
Gotham. Future State Gotham number 2.
Oh, Gotham, yes. Future State Gotham. Yes.
Geiger.
It got to be Geiger, no?
I haven't read Geiger
really
number 2, but I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on Geiger number 3.
Those were 2 good, like, solid issues, like right out the gate.
When did Marvel start making Wonder Woman?
Yeah, no, for real.
Well, Heroes Reborn has been an intentional riff of DC Comics. Like they're pulling not just character designs, but actual stories.
You talking like Deathstroke and Deadpool and
like Jim
Nightwing.
Gordon, Nightwing, Flash. Like they're straight ripping. Ooh, Spider Shadow's coming out. That has been fantastic. The Detective, Rorschach.
I heard the team that's doing Nightwing on a podcast, and yeah, like Marvel basically told them like pick a DC character and rip it off. So they took Nightwing and mashed it with Spider-Gwen.
what do they call it?
Spider Wing.
Nightwing.
Oh my god.
I was guessing.
Spider-Wing.
Spider Wing.
Last Ride.
Oh, that should be good. Did you read the first one?
I did.
Dude, read the second one.
Yeah, we talked about it, didn't we?
I didn't think it was that good.
Proctor Valley Road. Hey, how about White? It'd probably be hard to get though.
What is Bunny Mask?
New horror book.
Yeah, I passed on it. The whole story sounds like the gimmick's just the bunny mask looking thing.
What was the book you just asked about, Nick?
White.
It's a sequel to a book called Black.
Yeah, from what I understand, it'll probably be allocated to, from what I understand.
Who published that?
Black Powder Comics. Is that what they're called? Black Mask Studios. Sorry.
Oh yeah, Black Mask.
What is that about?
What if only black people had superpowers?
Superpowers. Yep.
I think that's what the first one's about, right?
Yeah, I have it here. I haven't read it yet. But there were some controversial covers with the first one, and this one, it like I said, it's only supposed to be like
2,500
copies.
Yeah, there's some not so subtle imagery there. Yeah, I read the little thing. You know, it sounds like Black was about like what if black people actually develop superpowers, and then White is supposed to be like kind of like the white response to that. So hopefully they're doing that with some intention and not just stirring controversy.
The worst TMNT cover I've ever seen. They need to stop letting what is it? Stephanie Sophie Campbell. It's gotta be a Sophie Campbell cover, right? Let me look. Yep. She's an artist, writer, and cover artist. They need to stop letting her do so much. A winner is crowned in Jenica's Battle of the Bands. No one cares is the problem. I like Jenica as a turtle, but she needs to be with the others. It needs to be more about the four brothers and Splinter and her just be an extra character versus the story revolving completely around her. In my opinion. That's just me. So it sounds like we're going to do Mighty Morphin 8 and Joker 4, and then we'll probably talk a little bit of a few other books. With the Future State, Last Ride 2, and Geiger. So
that's if we survive the not safe for work chat on Tuesday.
Dude, it's gonna be fun, man. I cannot wait for you guys to hear some of Panda's stories.
You should have some new ones after this weekend.
Right?
Right?
I mean, he basically told us everything anyway.
Yes, as it's happening. Guess what I'm doing right this second?
Oops, sorry for another chat.
Like he has other chats.
What do you guys have going on your channels coming up? Nick?
I am off this weekend. I have a christening. I am becoming a godfather for the third time.
Nice.
So nothing
There's
this
a way
weekend.
to prevent that.
No, my wife is one of 11, so it's a lot. It's a lot. So next week we're going to try another midday hangout with Chip. We had a little bit of a snafu today, so we're going to iron out the wrinkles, and hopefully next week. I know Dale of Suspense is in for the pull list, and we may have another surprise guest. Nice. I've been trying to get Burke on, but he's been turning me down left and right.
That is not the full story. No way.
Sounds accurate.
He keeps asking me. He's all like, "Hey, does your daughter have a game this Friday?" and I'm like, what time is your show at? 7?
Boom, Rorschach made it.
Guess, hey, what's up, Rorschach fan 9000? Guess who doesn't have a show, a game tomorrow night, Nick?
You don't, man.
We don't have a game tomorrow night.
Yeah, and I've been thinking about doing the whole pre-recorded thing too, to kind of alleviate that schedule dilemma. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, it'll be you soon, Burke. I hear you. Be the two guys underneath also too sometime soon. I just don't know if I have a high enough IQ to keep them interested in a show for that long. So
I was just on Remy Q and Cardboard Crazy's show.
yeah, that was good.
That was fun.
I like how you're just rubbing salt in the wounds right now.
I'm there.
I listened to a whole hour-long podcast about NASCAR today, so I can pay attention to anything.
Now you know what it feels like to live in Georgia without the podcast.
No doubt.
Hey, so I think the public wants to know, Ryan, where is the bed?
I'm sure he's facing it, right?
Well, yeah, I guess technically it's in the other room.
Oh, okay.
My wife's sleeping in it, so.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
She gets tired early. She's an early bird.
yeah. My good wife are asleep, which I need to go do that as soon as we get off here because I got one more day of work and then it's finally the summer. Finally the summer. I get 2 months off. Cosmic Campfire.
Who's out for summer? Do you run out of the door on the last day, kick it open, throw all the papers up?
For the
Or
papers,
I
yeah.
guess now you have to throw tablets, right? Y'all probably don't even have paper.
Rip off the sleeves.
Someone seen Days
Rip
and
off the
Confused.
mask because we still have to wear a mask in our school, which I can go anywhere in town except my work and not have to wear a mask, but that's a whole different topic. Anyways, Cosmic Campfire, what do you got coming out on your channel coming up?
Honestly, I don't know what I'm dropping tomorrow. I have all my stuff put together. I just need to finish putting together my new comic book day video. So that'll be out probably Saturday. But I'm going to drop something tomorrow. I just got to figure out what it is. Other than that, Friday afternoon we'll do pre-week's end probably. And Sunday at week's end on Mark's channel. So check that out for sure. It's going to be a lot of fun this week especially.
So no pre-week's end tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm planning on it.
Okay.
Should be at 3:30 Central.
4:30 real.
Those terms are debatable.
No.
Time is relative.
I know you got your early morning stream tomorrow. I'm assuming you're still doing
7:30 a.m. Rise and shine. Come hang out on the channel. Legion of Comics.
7:30 real time.
Real time.
6:30
Real AM.
Yeah, at 7:30 real in the morning. I'll be going live with Tyler from Whack Comics, hanging out for as long as the day permits. And if you're a community member and you want to come hop on, you are more than welcome to. The past few have been a blast. There have been countless people come in and out. The last one we rode for 6.5 hours. And come hang out and watch Pocan Joe approve and deny loans in real time while we talk about comics.
That's amazing.
It really is a blast. It's just turned into an amazing community hangout thing. So if I know you well enough, or if I know you a little bit, or I know of you, you're definitely more than invited.
No, you did the math wrong. You suck.
Yeah, yeah. He went backwards.
Oh, yeah.
So Panda lives in the ocean now. Apparently,
I guess in the Atlantic Ocean now.
he's just on a little rubber ducky floating out there at 8:30 extra Atlantic
Upside
time.
down.
Yeah.
He lives in a Bermuda Triangle.
So he lives with my mail. But yeah, and then Sunday, 9 p.m., also real time, known as Eastern time. At week's end, the spoiler-filled look back at this week in comics and more. And there's so much to talk about this week, from comic book announcements, big shakeups and stuff. With one of my favorite characters is getting the swift kick to the groin, and Donnie Cates got put on him, which is total ball buster.
You're gonna read it.
Oh, I'm definitely going to read it. I don't miss Hulk. Just like I've been picking up Batman. I'm invested in the character, not just the individual issue. There's more to it than that with some of these books, you know.
It'll be a great first
To
issue.
be honest with you, I'm gonna read Hulk just because he's writing it.
That's okay with me. Like you can read a bad Hulk run. It'll be fine. When you get sick of it, I'll just point you right back to Al Ewing's run, which is single-handedly the best thing that has happened to Hulk since like the prime of Peter David's era. Like that's just it. Like you're not going to go from Al Ewing's Immortal Hulk run to something better. Like that's just stupid to expect that. I'm just expecting it to be a decent Hulk run with a crappy ending. I'm expecting him to supposedly have a kid turn up out of nowhere or find a homeless kid on the street and take him in and try his hardest and struggle not to be his dad and take care of this kid because it's Donny Cates, and then have a trash ending.
And it's something of cosmic.
No, they're jumping ship on that. I promise. He's going to go polar opposite with this one and try to rein it into a home story.
I'm looking forward to the change on both looks. Venom and Hulk. Al Ewing is sneaky good.
Al Ewing is a fantastic. Yeah. He really is. I think he's doing great with We Only Find Them When They're Dead, and he's doing great with Hulk. And Al Ewing's not great across the board, though. And I had this conversation earlier. He's great on certain things, just like most writers. Like he didn't write great things with Avengers. He was on Avengers for a while, and it was just all, yeah.
I don't know how people do that. I don't know how people get every cover, every number one there is.
For Hulk, I will. I've gotten every cover that there's been for Maestro, however kids say it.
Real quickly, Mark, is your boy John doing a cover for Hulk #1?
Mm-mm.
Did you know about Donny Cates' Hulk #1 before it was announced?
Mm-mm.
You're a liar. You're a liar. Oh, shit.
No.
And that's how he keeps getting the information, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-mm. I don't. I just keep up with Hulk stuff, though, man. Like, I don't expect it to be bad, but it's not going to be as good as what Immortal Hulk just redefined Hulk. You know what I'm saying? It was outselling Batman, for God's sake. It was literally outselling Batman.
Is Bennett going to be doing the art for Venom too?
No. And it's Al Ewing. Here's what's going to bring me to possibly look at Venom. For one, it's not just Al Ewing. You have Rom V going over there as well. Rom V and Al Ewing will be tag teaming this. But I promise you, in 3 to 5 years, we're all going to look back and be like, hey, you remember that stupid time error where they turned Venom into a bunch of space astronauts? Like this is the dumbest gimmick I've ever seen for Venom. Like they're leaning too heavy into this whole space thing. It's just so far off base of what that character is, and it's too new. It's not going to stick. It's not. It doesn't feel natural.
I mean, honestly, I think this is just going to be a palate cleanser. I think they're trying to reset expectations for both of those characters because, however you feel about Donny Cates, I mean, his Venom run is pretty well regarded at this point. And Immortal Hulk, is, like you said, it's kind of redefined the character and stuff. So, honestly, I think they know whatever they do next is not going to live up to what it just was. And so, honestly, I think this is more of a palate cleanser. I think we'll see 6 to 12 issues out of each of these teams. And then we'll see somebody come in that, like, really has a vision for a more long-term story on those characters.
Ugh.
I mean, they have those writers under contract, so they have to do something with them, so why not just like, okay, y'all are both trying to end like these epic runs, like let's just give you a little bit of a break. They're probably actually planning something for their next series that they're really interested in, but I don't see these being like big projects for either of these teams.
I see the Hulk first 6 issues being magnificent. We're going to get to see what Donny Cates is like the one thing that he wanted to do with Hulk. Just like we saw Venom and anything else he's done. Like the first 6 issues are absolute fire. But can he keep it up after that? I don't know.
Like his writing style could absolutely work with Hulk. Like think of like Bill Bixby when he's just kind of wandering around alone. Like that whole indie. Like think of Cates' indie stuff. Like how it's real close to home and everything. It's not very big grandstand like world-changing level stories and everything. It's just really personal with the character. If he plays it like that, it has potential to be good. But if he tries to do this stupid like little kid angle or dive into the crap with his dad, which we just spent like a lot of time getting new information on and all kinds of stuff, I just don't know. I don't know if he's going to be able to pull it off, or if he's going to try something in theory that might work out, or look nice on paper. But I don't know. I hope it's good. I really do. I love the Hulk. I'm going to be reading it despite what happens, but I just don't know.
He said despite when talking about Donny Cates. Amazing. Okay. What?
Y'all act like the dude's amazing. He's just not.
I think he's pretty good.
I got no problems with his Thor run.
Yeah, the last 6 to 8 issues haven't been very good.
There you go.
I'm not a big fan of the whole Donald Blake thing.
He's no Tom Taylor. He's no Chip Zdarsky.
No,
he is nowhere near the top 5 writers in comic books, but the hype has all this stuff around him. Like he's a hype train. He doesn't perform as well as your top. Like
I agree.
It's just his Venom hype, man. It kind of frustrates me that everyone blows him up out of the water and thinks this and that. He's like, give that credit to the people that have earned it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I love about Ron V is like he's as good, honestly, better writer than Donny Cates, but he also isn't a hype machine, and so people are like, "Oh man, I heard about this guy Ron V." I'm like, he's writing the 4 best titles at DC right now.
When you look at hot lists, it's always like 9 out of 10 are Marvel books, and Donny Cates writes for Marvel, and he's the biggest hype machine there is, so that's why he is hyped up as much as he is. But I will say the first 6 issues of Thor were good. The first 6 issues of Venom were really good. But I haven't seen the consistency out of him after the first 6 issues of Thor.
Every issue of Swamp Thing that Ron V has written is good. Every issue of Justice League Dark that
it just gets better and better.
Every issue
he wrote himself into the DC universe.
Every issue of Deceased that Tom Taylor did was good for Deceased.
It was.
All 33 plus issues of Earth 2 that he did in that epic one seamless run of Earth 2 was good. Like some of these writers are Joshua Williamson, every issue he writes is good. You never pick up an issue and say, "Oh, that was trash." That doesn't exist. Like, it's not always like game changing, but it's consistently great storytelling.
Joshua Williamson is probably a top 2 or 3 favorite writer of mine right now. Easily. Easily.
And no hype. He
hypes up nothing. He wanted to leave DC over the whole 5G thing.
I sent y'all the link for that the night that he was talking about that.
And I didn't even I must have missed it.
I sent in the work cam chat. I was like, y'all should watch this because Williamson's like live talking, and then maybe like 10 or 15 minutes after that's when they got to the part where he talked about his plan to leave DC when Flash ended. I was like, man, these guys should have watched.
I should have, man.
Philip Kennedy Johnson is like quickly making his way into the top 5 easy. Like in my personal opinion, where he goes isn't.
What is he writing?
Dude, he's writing like Superman right now. He's writing Action
Comics, Alien.
Marvel.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll also say my first Brian Michael Bendis experience, Justice League. I gotta say that guy is incredibly inconsistent. Like as much as I liked last week's Justice League or whatever, this issue was like awful. I was like, what? And he wrote that other one what was it, Crime Syndicate or whatever in Future State?
Who?
Brian Michael Bendis.
Legion of Superheroes,
right? That first issue was so garbage. I didn't even make it through like half the book. And then you said the second one was way better. And like his Justice League's been the same way. Like I'll find one issue, I'll be like, oh, this was pretty good. And then the next issue is just like, what even happened here?
I still think for a lot of these main titles, there's a lot of footwork being done. Like they're just having to tread water till like continuity or crossover stuff kind of lines up or happens, like just kind of stepping into this whole infinite frontier. Just like with the Flash, how I was talking about that, how we haven't gotten into any actual Flash story, or progressing the characters forward. We're just sitting in this kind of whimsical, goofy kind of story right now that's really fun. That last issue was actually really, really good. It was a solid issue. Wally did his thing, and it was a cool little callback to Jay Garrett in there.
I just read that last night, and
that last page, dude. I was about to throw the book. I was so excited.
Oh, Legion of Doom.
The Super Friends. Yeah, we're going
Yeah,
into straight
it was
1960
drawn
Super
in the
Friends.
Super Friends. Yeah. Which, by the way, my boy Brett Booth. I think Brett Booth did this cover. Yeah, you guys saw that cover that I put in the Burke fam.
The flash cover.
Annual. That looks incredible. That cover was killed it by Brett Booth. Yeah. This last page. I'll pull it up real quick. Flash 770. Epic. The whole issue was epic, honestly. Here we go.
Dude, that Stargirl book was fantastic.
Was it?
It really was.
Couldn't get into the show. I tried.
No, I'm talking about the book, Steve.
Well,
it was so good, man.
which, by the way, have you not watched Superman and Lois this week?
I haven't. I was talking to my wife about it at dinner, and she said she'd rather just be able to get 2 or 3 episodes behind and binge it. And it's something that we do together. So
I'll tell you what, man.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it is a variant cover. Okay, cool. I'll tell you what. This week's Superman, probably the best one.
Do any of y'all like Justice Society? Any of the Golden Age characters and stuff? Because that Stargirl book teases heavily that they're coming back big time. I think I shared that last page with some of y'all. I sent it to you in messages, but
yeah, you had talked a little bit about it, but
for Alan Scott.
Yes, there is, and it looks awesome. I mean, it's the same classic setup, but just kind of different wardrobe attire.
It didn't look that much different to me, but
no, he doesn't have a shirt tucked in. It's kind of just a different top that he's rocking, but looks like the Justice Society is finally coming back after being brought back into continuity in a very, very drawn out 12-issue maxi series that didn't stay on schedule. Having them brought back into continuity.
12-issue series never stayed on schedule.
Yeah, and then having them tease through Death Metal popping up, and then we got Alan Scott in Infinite Frontier #0. We know that he's going to be in Infinite Frontier miniseries.
Oh, I'm excited about that. I ordered it.
Hell yeah!
Wasn't he just cast for the show also?
Yes, he was. Super excited. That's my favorite Green Lantern, like all day long.
I don't know if I have a favorite one. I like them all.
Yeah, I like Alan Scott. If you're talking about
who's the one that they don't like? It's is it Guy Gardner?
Talking about the Jerk, he's awesome. They're really all awesome, but
I just don't like his hair.
Yeah,
it depends on who you talk to. Some people adamantly hate Kyle Rayner, and other people adamantly love him.
No,
Green Lanterns are weird.
The rest of the lanterns,
they're weird. I like.
No, for real, it's weird. Like people are very polarized about different lanterns. It's strange.
I like John and Hal. Those two to me are Green Lantern.
I mean, how do you not feel for the guy? His girlfriend was stuffed in a refrigerator.
Could I use that as a thumbnail for a "What's in the Box" video? That was like one of my proudest
I love
moments.
those runs.
I also like Chip. Chip's cool. Chip
Getler?
Yeah. Chip Getler.
Pick a Chip. They're all good.
Right.
Until they got ran. What? My Chip. I don't know what that means. Okay, we're gonna get out of here. We've been on for almost 2 hours. I'm finally gonna announce my show that starts on Monday. I'll announce that tomorrow. Hopefully, I have an unboxing this week by Saturday. I have 2 packages that I've been waiting on for a while. Hopefully, one of them shows up. I'm supposed to, at some point, me and Mark are doing a top 10 list. I got the whole thing ready.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be epic at this point.
It is going to be epic at this point.
We've been sitting on this one for a few months now.
We have been sitting on this one.
I pretty much completed the list, like collecting the list we even have put together. We've been sitting on it for so long. Like that's a good idea. I should go get those books.
You should. And then Tuesday we got that Burke Fam channel members only, not safe for work.
Yep.
I'm going to hang out. Put some giveaways for everyone, regardless of their tier.
Steve didn't read it, Austin.
No, I did not read it yet.
Yeah, we were trying to be nice.
Sunday, 9 p.m. at Week's End. We're going deep in the lake.
See what you did there. Nice.
Yeah. I was going to say something else, but family friendly.
You're going to say
deep. Testes deep.
Surprisingly, we had a intramural basketball team with that name.
Testes deep?
No. That was the name of our intramural basketball team in college. Not family friendly at all. Okay, we had a good time. Thank you again to comicbook_president on IG for sponsoring today's video. Make sure you hit them up if you ever need Comic Books Press, and make sure you use my promo code BURK54 to get free shipping back to you on your first order. Thank you also to the 616comics.com for sponsoring the monthly Burke Box. They have awesome exclusives, awesome variants. Make sure you hit them up. We just completed announcing the set for the Mighty Morphin 5 through 8, the entire 7 books of all the different Rangers. It's pretty cool. They just launched them 2 days ago, the white, black, and pink. Pretty awesome stuff. They're $19.99, or you can get the set of 3 for $49.99. Make sure you check out the 616comics.com. A link to their website is in the description of all my videos. Thank you also to the channel members. In the family tier, we got Tulp Fiction, Adrian Panda, Porter's Hide, Nick's Kicks and Comics, or better known as Burke's Kicks and Comics, Blue Hellion Comics, Collectibles Lounge, Cardboard Crazies, Flash, 6792, Deep Dive Comics, The Comic Book Poser, Small Town Collectibles, Jonathan Michael, Remy Q Studios, Jade Kuros, Chip Gittler, Slotted Up 503, DJ Links, Kid Children Prince, and of course, Mark from Legion of Comics. Thank you guys for being in the
Tomorrow
family.
Cinemas.
Tomorrow Cinemas.
He is not in the family tier, but he is a new channel member. And then in a friend tier, we got new guy, lots of awesome people in a supporter tier as well, including obviously Tomorrow Cinema, Mark Spector Comics, a whole bunch of awesome people. Thanks everyone for hanging out. We had a great time. Oh, I'm excited. I am excited. You guys should. I'm not even going to say anything. Thanks everyone for coming on. We had a great time. And as always, we are Legion. Keep flipping pages. Nick, what's your sign out?
It's Morphin time.
Yes.
I don't even know
yes.
what that means.
Go cast Cowabunga this morning.